It is my pleasure to bring to this virtual stage from the cast of SENSE8, make some noise. First and foremost for Miss Chichi Seii. Hello. Yay.
Hello.
Next up we have Paul Ogola. Hello.
Hello.
Hey. And last but certainly not least, let's hear it for Lwanda Jawar. Hello.
Yo, what's up?
Yes. Oh my
Hi,
God. I'm so excited. Listen, we've got so many people tuning in right now. Let me give you a quick rundown. We've got folks in Belgium, New York, Chicago, North Carolina, the Netherlands, the Philippines, Germany, Florida, and Ohio. We've got people all over the world tuning in for you guys. I mean, obviously, like, amazing. You know what I'm saying? You guys brought these folks together. And I'm going to get things started. I got questions. I got thoughts. Obviously, SENSE8 was a huge phenomenon, something that we definitely enjoyed, but things have been a little quiet for a little bit. How's 2020 been for you guys?
You want to
go those faces say it all right there.
Ladies first, so Chichi.
Yes. Chichi, please.
Oh, 2020 has been a shocker. It's really been a shocker because, I mean, you have plans or you think you have plans and everything has just gone its own way world over. And I mean, no one's ever experienced anything like this. So we're just kind of dealing. It's been a shocker.
I understand. Paul, how about you?
Hey, 2020 for me has been like, you know, that music you've been anticipating, the best music you've been anticipating for the DJ to play, but apparently the DJ left.
Oh, not even a record skip. The music is gone. Okay.
You can't even skip it. The music is gone. And you keep on thinking, you still have hopes that it's still going to play. And then the lights go off. Now you're left stranded. You don't know what to think, what to hope and everything. You know, you understand what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness.
Exactly. That's 2020 for me.
I get it. Lwanda, are you in the same boat? Maybe finding a little more positive vibe? What's going on for you?
Well, for me, 2020 has been crazy. It's been seriously crazy because there was a lot of things going on before the COVID-19 happened, and everything that just shut down. So 2020 for me was a bit crazy. It is actually a bit crazy. Actually, if I had a choice, this is a year that would actually delete it. We'll have 2020 next year now fresh again.
Control Shift Delete.
Yeah. Let's just reboot, start all over again. Wait, I gotta give a shout out. We got some viewers from Kenya watching right now, so that's that's right. Let's turn it up now. We gotta get right. Okay, so here's the thing that I really gotta know. The show creators, J. Michael Straczynski, the Wachowskis, big names in sci-fi here in the States. Were you guys big fans of their work before you start working on this series?
Yeah. Personally, I was a fan of most of their work. Like, let's say the one that really dominated my list was Matrix.
Of course.
Trilogy.
Me too.
I'm a fan of their work because of the symbolism they always carry in their productions. I mean, it keeps you thinking, and you can't watch their movies only one time. You need to keep on watching to decipher more and more information that maybe you might have missed in the first watch or the second watch.
Of course.
So I'm a fan of them.
Nice. Lwanda, you said you are too?
Me too. Even for me, Matrix just blew my mind off. It felt like when I was watching Matrix, it came too early. It came before its time. The way it was shot, the way the choreography was done, the story itself. For me, it was like, you know what? This is the way to go, man. I was a big fan.
Love it. Chichi?
I did not know about the Wachowskis.
Okay.
And until I was told, you know, the guys who made The Matrix, I'm like, yeah. No, these are the guys who did The Matrix. They're doing SENSE8. Oh my God. So, of course, The Matrix, it's something that completely blew us away world over. And it's a show that even today, you know, you watch it and you think, like Lwanda said, that show was way before its time.
True.
You know, that a show that gets you to think way on levels that you never knew existed. And that's amazing.
Absolutely.
And you know what I love is that came out in SENSE8 too.
Yes, absolutely true. Absolutely
Yeah.
true. Now, when it comes to genres, how big is sci-fi where you guys are from? I mean, obviously, there's different pockets of interest in different genres around the world. What about, sci-fi measures for you guys? Is it a big one?
I would not say it's big. We didn't grow up with a lot of sci-fi everywhere, but I have a brother who is such an avid sci-fi reader, and he's my elder brother. So I grew up with him telling us these sci-fi stories. So I'm like 9, 10, and he's, like 16, and he's read like 300 sci-fi books. He's one of those. And that's how I got to know sci-fi. But outside of my family setting, because of my brother, I hadn't come across it as a child.
Wow. See, that was one of my questions. Yeah, keep going, Paul. Wait, I'm sorry. Before we continue, we got to give some love. We have a new joiner here. Hello. Yay! Say hello to Miss Mumbi Maina. Hello. Hello. So glad that you could join us. We were worried that you weren't going to be able to make it. Hello.
I'm so happy to be here, man. I literally just jumped on. I was like, okay, I'm here. Yeah.
Thank you so very much.
Thanks for having me here.
No,
man.
it's an absolute pleasure. We're talking about the entrance to sci-fi. So, Paul, what were you going to say?
Yeah, just like Chichi Seii, sci-fi is not really big here. I mean, I grew into it personally because from my childhood, the only sci-fi I can remember is the Terminator sequel. Pretty much that's it. And now Matrix, that's during my high school days. So it's just right now that I'm really digging into sci-fi that much.
Nice. Yeah. No, that's wonderful. Lwanda?
Well, for me, I was never a sci-fi fan. Never. Matrix brought
that's
me
the
in.
one?
Yeah, Matrix just brought me in.
I love it.
For me, here sci-fi it was so green for me. And my brother used to love it. And I was like, what are you guys watching, man? Does it even make sense, man? I was like, I was never a fan of sci-fi. But when I saw Matrix, I got locked and I was like, yeah, so this is happening. This is actually interesting. And that's how I got into it.
That's amazing. Now, to catch up, Mumbi, how are you doing this year? Obviously, I think you're working right now. Is that right?
Yeah, I am.
That's wonderful. So 2020 hasn't been too crazy to stop the work for you. Can you tell us what you're working on?
No, not yet.
Okay. That's thought I'd ask.
Not yet. No, but I really wasn't expecting it, to be honest, because it's been very quiet for the whole year. For introverts like me, I've been like, yes. Welcome to my world of silence and peace and calm.
I love that.
I think it's been pretty quiet all around for everyone in the industry, and I'm quite excited that something's come up. I think we just needed to adjust to all the rules and of course precautions that are coming up. And I think people were very skeptical before about putting in money into anything, because we're not sure where things are going, But there's a bit more confidence starting to come up now, so I think things will open up quite a bit now. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Actually, we have a fan question. Sheila Applegate wants to know, what are you guys doing to stay creative in the meantime of 2020? What all do you guys get into? And Chichi, we'll start with you.
Well, I am a creative in many ways, more than being an actor on stage or or in front of the camera. Mm-hmm. I'm a cook, I'm a gardener, I'm an interior designer. And so all these things come to me rather naturally, and I put my fingers into opportunities to be able to develop my talents. And so this particular season has seen me, like many of us actors, we don't just depend on income that we get from our acting gigs. Mm-hmm. And so we're dabbling in other things. So I dabble in gardening and in cooking, and that's what I have had to really pay attention to. And it has grown and it has fed me during
literally.
Corona. So yes.
That is perfect. Mm-hmm. Paul?
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm a creator, so I've been writing scripts, short films, and shooting some juniors of mine back at my estate church. That's where I go back, just to keep creating with them and enter stuff or festivals, taking photos, editing, and pretty much that's it.
Nice. I mean, you got to flex those creative muscles. You got to keep them loose. You got to. I get that.
That's what I'm saying. You have to do that.
Understandable. Obviously, in addition to working, Mumbi, what all are you getting into?
Can that be my answer?
That can be your answer.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I want to know too, because she's looking really good.
No, this is because I've just come from set.
Sure. Tell us anything. Well, we'll put a pin in that one. We'll come back. How about you? How are you staying creative?
Honestly, for me, this has been a really a time for a lot of deep reflection for me, and I feel like that's been where a lot of things that I've been putting on hold for so long have started to sprout. So I feel like I'm in a developing stage of so many things that I've been ignoring or been scared to pursue or have just been slacking, and I feel like there's so many different areas that I'm going to go into, but I can't say that I'm officially doing them right now. But I feel like this has been my foundation being built in this moment right now. That
nothing wrong with that. Yeah, of course. You gotta have something that you're building off of.
Yeah.
Well, for me, fortunately, by the time the lockdown was being initiated, I was already in a project. We were shooting our first military action film.
And that's awesome. Yes.
Thank you. And we stayed there for, I think, around 3 months. So for me, this time I've just been developing my stunt company, reflecting on how to develop the company, planning, training, just so that by the time everything comes back to normal, I'm not left behind. So I've been working. We finished the production. I can't say it right now because of contract stuff. But right now we are actually developing another one, something similar to that. So it's all about just watching action movies, getting ideas from the internet. Because right now I'm fixed into stunts. I'm all about stunts right now.
No, that's incredible. I saw a video online where you were talking about wanting to develop localized talent for doing stunts. And I want to, reach out for all of you on this one. How important is it for you to showcase not only your talents, but to show that in your community, talent like this exists, to cultivate new, actors and creatives to follow in your footsteps? And Lwanda, I'll have you start with that to bring in the stunt work. How important is that to you?
Well, for me, it is like 200% important for me, because stunt is very green in Eastern Central Africa, and if you look at the talents that we have here, like right now, I'm coming up with my first stunt team, and during my search for these characters, I talked to acrobats. You'd be surprised what acrobats, just shifting the energy just a bit into the film industry, it becomes a whole different thing. Wow. So we have the talent here, but it's just about nurturing it and putting it out there, so that because they don't know about stars, they don't know anything. All they know is they do risky stuff, they do somersault, they do flips. So how do we transform that into film? So for me, it is actually very important. And it's coming a time when we are going to be shooting some serious action.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I am so looking forward to that. Chichi, what about you? I know you've got a career that dabbles in music as well. How much is that something that you want to promote to other people that are creating in your area?
Just run that question again. How much do I want to promote what I'm doing to other people in my area?
Well, yes. Whether that's acting, music, anything like that.
it's definitely, you know, when it comes to performance or the arts for me, first of all, it has to be something that I like myself and I'm happy with, and that brings me joy, or that brings me a sense of satisfaction. And then I will put it out there. And if some people connect with it, that's wonderful. Not everybody has to connect with everything that we are doing as artists. My perspective on even what beautiful music is, or what a beautiful garden is, because that's also part of art, beautiful food, beautiful poetry, or whatever's been written or how it's performed. It's just, you know, we're so diverse as human beings. And so for me, what I would love to see is more diversity to what we have in Kenya. Because there's been a certain way in which art has been brought to us. As we grew up in school, this is how it's done. You know, this is how we perform. This is poetry. This is a stage play. This is TV. And no, it's not just that. There's a lot more. And so for me, what I'm excited about is when people, if I give somebody encouragement by doing my own thing, and someone says, wow, that's nice, or even if they don't really get me, they are also encouraged to be able to bring out what they believe and what they see as art, because our art has been determined a lot by our colonial past. And yet we are much deeper than that. Before our colonial past, our ancestors had their own art and their own forms of expression. And it's wonderful when I see Kenyans tapping back into that and bringing that out.
Yes, yes. Oh my God. Thank you for saying that. That is beautiful and necessary. Mumbi, you obviously have a background in dance. How inspiring are you aiming to be to those people that want to dance like you?
It's interesting that Chichi mentioned that just about who we were, if I'm correct, who we were before we're colonized, and bringing that into art, because that's something that I was thinking about so often in this few 8 months that we've been, you know, sitting at home. It's really been about how influenced have I been by outside sources, and why is it that I feel like now I want to go back to my roots, and then I'm like, where are my roots? Where do I begin? You know, even our educational system hasn't allowed us to really know who we were. What we knew was more about outside of Africa than we knew about Africa. Then I even know how to speak my own language. I know English better than I know my own mother tongue, you know, and that thing just, it angsts me. But how can I bring that into my art? How can I bring that into dance? How can I tell stories that are authentic to who Kenyans or Africans are without feeling the pressure to commercialize it? Or to tell me even what Africans are supposed to look like, or speak like, or act like, or dress like, or dance like, you know? Just allow all that freedom to come through without any bias. And I think that for me has been really ingrained for me, just to release the bias and just go through as authentically as we possibly can, using our arts. And so will I do that through dance? Yeah. Will I want to do a little twerking too? I mean, twerking was invented in Africa, by the way.
Also true. Also true. That's right.
East African dance.
That's right. That's right. You know, claim that. Like, claim that.
You know, but it's true. It's just the truth of it. You know, I think that we've also just, a lot of the entertainment industry has over-sexualized it to make it into something that it's really not, you know? And I think that those are some of the things that we can explore if we're going to talk about dance, for instance, back home. So yeah, I mean, that's something that I definitely want to explore more.
I love that. I love that. Paul, you started off on the stage. How important is it to encourage other stage performers to look at, you know, obviously being on stage, but also expanding beyond into film and television?
Well, I grew up from the rural side of this country, so it's really deep interior. And throughout my childhood, my biggest dream has been to just explode to the world and get everything I need to get, and come back home and just build something that is really, really appealing to everyone in the world. So throughout the journey, I've been blessed to get master classes out there to actually learn other methods of how to do my work. And every time I come back home, like through this moment, I forgot to mention, I've been sharing a lot with my juniors, with people I can reach out to, fellow actors I can reach. on how we can actually be honest, of soulful storytellers. People who are believable, people who are marketable, because at the end of the day, it's business.
Of course.
And the guys who are coming for product who really want to come and tell stories, they need to have the assurity that there are actually great storytellers in Kenya, so that they stop with these bypassing Kenya and going to other countries like South Africa. No bad or negative energy towards South Africa. I'm just saying, we've been bypassed.
There's still some here too, right?
Yeah, there's something here too. So it's about time we keep on. We find the ways to bring people who can actually flex their brilliance, because they're out here. You can see them in Lwanda. You can see them in Chichi, Mumbi. Hey, I'm here.
There you go.
So whatever I get outside there, come back home, share with the youngins, and grow together.
I love that. I love that. That is inspirational. Definitely something I hope that any creative that's watching takes upon themselves. That's a sense of responsibility that we should all have. Tony Dixon, one of the watchers, actually says that they feel, Chichi, that art changes the heart, and it's a wonderful and rare thing. And I think that's so very true. SENSE8 is a masterpiece, and I'm so glad so many diverse and open-minded people were a part of it. That's a huge part of SENSE8. When it comes to a worldview, was that something that you guys were happy to embrace, or was it something that you had to learn for the role, for all the different cultures that were a part of this show? Anybody can jump on that one. That was a big question.
That's a big one.
That is a huge question.
It's a big one.
Yes.
For me, I don't know if it's so much about the different cultures. That was not hard for me to embrace in terms of the different storylines, the different nationalities, let's say, and different races. Maybe more because I have had the opportunity to live out of the country and to travel. And Kenyans are very, even if they may not have left their city or their town, we are so connected with regard to the internet and the world. And we're very inquisitive people. And so I think when people come to Kenya, they're pleasantly surprised about how much we know about the world. So with regard to being introduced to other cultures, no, it wasn't much for me to take on. But in terms of the storyline, and in terms of the different storylines that make you question, who is deserving of love? Because in Kenya, we have one big problem, and it's called tribalism. And it's a monster whereby we differentiate from each other based on our tribes. Right. Now, you, Victor, would have absolutely no idea if, Paul, Lwanda, Mumbi, or myself, what tribes we belong to, if we belong to the same tribe. Most of us can't even figure out really about ourselves, even here as Kenyans or Africans. But then we divide ourselves based on that. So this storyline whereby people are divided based on being different human beings, the storyline because we had a transgender, we had homosexuals, that is a very difficult thing for Kenyans to take on board. And I still think a difficult thing for many of them to swallow. But then it brings that question of, so because you're like this, you're the one who is deserving of love and not the other person. A very big question.
Wow, very well said. And Mumbi, I'm going to ask you to follow up because Zakia was pansexual as we discovered in the show, which is a big statement considering such culturally. So what was that like for you?
In fact, that for me was one of the most, that was one of the biggest things that pulled me towards the character. Same thing Chichi said, we don't speak about it here. It's not something that's really discussed. You'll see it, but then you'll turn the other eye to it. That's not something that happens in Africa or in Kenya for some reason. Some that happens out there, right, but not here. It's like a thing that needs to be put in a box, when in reality, what it is just being open enough to love whoever it is that you choose to love because you love them.
That's it. Right.
It's like, why do we have to tag all these things and attach them? And that for me was just a big honor. There's no other way I can put it. It didn't feel like something that I could ever turn away from because it was truth. It's authenticity. It's exploration. It's honest, it kills all barriers.
Of course.
And that was the most intriguing thing for me. And having to play that as a Kenyan and having to play that as an African woman, it opened my eyes as well to a lot of things that I realized that I was ignorant about, and I prayed that for me, that's the most important thing for me about acting, is that when you learn something, you get to give that energy out to other people as well.
Of course.
It starts a discussion and it creates an impact. There's a ripple effect to it, and I think that for me was one of the most exciting and life-changing things, even for me.
That's beautiful. I love that. Paul?
Well, I'm familiar with the love part of the story, which is, it doesn't matter who you love, because this is not SENSE8 wasn't the first project with the same kind of theme that I've been involved in. I've been involved in another one that was banned in Kenya, actually, but it's screened up outside of the country. What actually I learned a lot from, or actually confirmed my instincts, was the political side of the show. Things like, other people holding stuff like drugs to twist other countries for some political statement or gains. I used to think like, who actually runs these political shows?
Right.
So that has been a question lingering in my mind until I watched that movie, and until I actually experienced it on SENSE8, and I'm like, okay, so this is actually a thing. And as time goes, everything is being changed. It is actually becoming true that it's a true statement to say that everything that's happening right now in the world, like right now as we speak, there's somebody behind it actually, just pulling the strings and doing everything for their own gain. So that my learning curve, or my understanding of things really was pretty much on the political side.
Well said. Well said. Lwanda, what about you?
Well, for me, everything was just piling up. It was a roller coaster of everything. Because first of all, it's a Netflix production. I was like, yes.
Right.
Second, it is an action series. Oh my God, let's do this.
Yes.
Then again, before you realize it's the producers of Matrix. Then now I come and I meet Tom Tikwa, the director, and so I'm like, hi. So he pulls me aside and he's like, Lwanda, are you a nice person? I'm like, yeah, I'm a good person. I believe I'm a nice person.
Really?
Then he tells me that, now this character, you have to be exactly the opposite of who you are. I was like, what do you mean? Like you have to be the meanest dude ever. And I was like, all right. That is a challenge. So let's do this. So for me, it was, I don't know. It was just an explosion of emotions and because me, I'm driven by challenges and just pushing myself to do things that I haven't imagined doing before. So SENSE8 was just the perfect one. And then I hear it's been shot in all over the world. And I'm like, okay. So all over the world, then now Kenya.
That's right.
Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's do this.
I love it.
For me,
I love it.
Everything, yeah.
That's fantastic. You actually answered the question. Jimmy Rabbit wanted to know what it was like for you to play a bad guy, because you seem so very nice. So to hear you like really delve into that role is pretty amazing.
Lwanda is so very nice. He is awesome. So very nice.
I love it. Everyone that you antagonize is like, no, he's really a great guy. Like, we love him. That's fantastic.
He is.
That's amazing. Tony Dixon wanted to know if you did your own stunts, Lwanda, on the fight scenes and things.
Yeah, we had one major fight scene on the warehouse, the railway warehouse, and yes, I did my own stunts, but it was actually my first time doing such stunts.
Wow,
and awesome. I actually I actually didn't know that while you do such things, you always get badges of honor. So I used to hear people saying, that's my badge of honor, that's my badge of honor. So I came to realize the badge of honor is actually when you get hurt, when you get a scar, so that is your badge of honor. So we did the stunts. I remember I had my chest hurting for a while because of the kick. There's a kick that was always happening. We did almost eight takes of that. But then at the end of it, no pain, no gain.
Hey, that's right.
That's all the way, man.
That's right. Oh my goodness. Fan Anna Temblador, wants to know from Mumbi. She said that she attended the special screening event of the final episode in Chicago. How did it feel to watch the final episode with fans and to see their reactions in person?
It felt like
I love it. I love it.
I can't even talk. First of all, Sense8 fans are not, I don't believe they're human. I've already decided that they're these beings that were sent on earth to just for Sense8. That's it. Like, I'm not sure they're actually real people. They probably just like pop up just when Sense8 happens, and you're like, yeah, okay. And then if you look for them, they don't exist. Because I don't know. They're not even. Listen, for me, Chicago first was amazing because I'd never been to the States. I've always wanted to. That was for me my first experience there. And then being there to celebrate something like this was epic. And then getting to meet the fans was now a whole other vibe. And then when we're watching it, it was so interesting hearing you're hearing the live reactions to different things that are happening during the series. So that was phenomenal. And awesome. For me, I've always felt like in so many ways, Sense8 fans have saved my life. There's no other way for me to put it. There've been days where, you can feel like, yeah, today's one of those days. And then you hear from a specifically Sense8 fan and everything just shifts, and you feel the connection, you feel the love. So being there in person, getting to meet the people was, for me, was a little miracle.
That's beautiful. That is so beautiful. I mean, clearly the fans still want more Sense8, even with that finale piece. People want more. They want to see what happens next. Would you guys be open to going back?
Yes.
And where would you like to?
Yes.
Didn't take no time.
So what do you mean?
What is this? I'm done.
Netflix, y'all are watching. Y'all gotta be hearing this. Y'all gotta hear. They're ready. Let's go.
When I was ready, there's this video Alana did, and she specifically said that she has already written season 3. I don't know if you guys heard it.
Yeah, I
did. That's when I'm like, I was like, I'm ready.
I think we're all ready. Yes. Like, please give us more. Yeah. Give us more. Because as I understand it, they had planned 5 seasons for the series. So like, not only do we want season 3, let's get 4 and 5. Let's put those back to back. Let's film it all. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it all. Let's see. Leah wants to know, what was the most challenging thing that you experienced while shooting Sense8? Obviously, Lwanda, 8 kicks to the chest. I can understand that. That could be a little bit of a challenge. I can get that. But if there's something else, please let us know. And we'll start with you, Lwanda.
Yes. Well, for me, so there was this scene when I'm supposed to be chasing Kafias. And I'm chasing Kafias on a motorbike.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. Chasing someone on a motorbike. That's all right. But now we are going up the stairs, we're going down the stairs, I'm holding a gun, I'm shooting at the car. All that is happening at the same time. So for me, it was the most challenging scene, but it was my best scene.
That's awesome.
Something I remember that happened, and I was like, I didn't understand, because the scene where I'm going up the stairs with the bike, I was trained by the stunt coordinators for the Buffy connection from Germany. So I was actually comfortable with it. But then now on the day of the shoot, as I try to go up the stairs, the motorbike goes off. I try again, I hit on something, the motorbike goes off. And then now when now we are, the lens is being changed, guys are on a break. I'm just like, okay, let me just try this again. So when I'm doing it, when they're not rolling, I go up the stairs and everything is all right.
Perfect. That is the way. That is always the way that happens.
But at the end of the day, it happened. I fell down. I got my badge of honor again. And for me, it actually changed something in me. But that one, I go tell you.
I love it. I love it.
That's you.
Love it. Chichi, what about you?
For me, the role was, it was a difficult role because I play an age that I haven't reached. And something as an actor is when I play the role or in an age group that I am in or I have passed through, I can tap into that because it's a reality for me. And here I am playing the mother of a 26-year-old man. And I have to tap into what might it feel? What is it like? And so this is the first role that really stretched me in that way. And yet I had scenes where we had flashbacks where I am younger than my real chronological age right now. Right. So being able to do that, today I am younger, tomorrow I am older, or sometimes on the same day I'm doing younger and older. It was such a stretch. And to be able to really tap into that emotion of a mother, really find that emotion of a mother without being too melodramatic or, just finding that. Sometimes I was just, you really have to be in that space and not allow yourself to go, even though the cameras have stopped rolling. One emotional scene for me was giving up my child, which is really small. It's a small scene, but that scene got me. And when we finished rolling, when we cut, I think I just cried 5 minutes straight. And I just cried and cried and cried because I was really there giving away this child. And so the role was difficult, back, forth, pulling me here, there. One day I have makeup on and I look sick and old and, they even colored my teeth and gave me wounds when I was sick. And I was just like, I would look at myself and kind of like, shrink back and, and you really feel it and tap into that. And then the next role or the next scene is different, and you're angry and you're young and you're protecting your little one, so it stretched me. I found that the entire many scenes that I shot very really needing everything of Chichi as a performer needed to be in there.
Great, Chichi.
Yes,
you did great.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, 100%. Paul, what about you?
I enjoyed my role, bro. I mean, I literally enjoyed my role, and the only challenging moment I had was when the actors playing Kafi's switched. That's pretty much the only challenge I experienced playing Jela, because trying to, on a human side and again as a character, trying to, don't think too much about it or think too much about it, but Kafi's is here. Life has to go on and even higher in terms of storytelling. So that was the only challenging moment, but wholesomely, I never encountered anything difficult about that life. I think it was just that life that was waiting for me to display today. We had.
Well said. Very well said. Mumbi?
Piece of cake.
The whole thing. It was easy. I do this. I love it. Yes.
No. I'm lying so epically.
Or that brilliant acting coming out right here. That's what that is.
Hey. I think for me it was more of a, I don't even know what was going on with me. I was I was so excited and nervous at the same time. It was just one of those things where for me, everything was just so internal because, again, it's a kind of role that no one that I've seen at least from Africa, a female that's ever played a role like this, right? And I just kept feeling like I really need to do her justice. If I screw this one up, I really can't. So for me, the challenge was the pressure, especially the pressure that I was putting on myself in order to do the character justice, in order to, there's so many heavy moments that Zakia has. There's so many heavy moments. And they seem so subtle, that's the thing. But then they hit home, right? And for me, I think that was just the challenging thing, to be as honest and authentic as possible without letting it get too much into my head. And I think as actors, we do that so often. As it is, every role, I think we take it in. We take our character and they become our baby.
That's right. And that's right.
We want to do her justice. And yeah, for me, it was really that. And of course, also playing the sex scene for me was whew, I know you're all waiting for that. I know what it's really about. Let's just get to it. Okay?
That was my favorite scene. Hey, look.
Lwanda's even left. His computer is even gone.
I'm right here.
We turn it up right now. We with SENSE8 After Dark. That's what this is right here.
I wish they could bring in Jela to cheer Kati and sing like, God, hey.
It was well shot. It was
very well shot.
It was beautifully done, but it was definitely sexy. There's no two ways about that. It was definitely done. Phil C, like in all caps, says, why did Netflix cancel this fantastic show? This is the question that we are all asking. I think we all felt a very strong certain kind of way because we were enjoying this experience. This was such a great time. We've got Barbara said she also wants more. Actually, let's see. Script to my Lou 21 said, I would sell my soul for more SENSE8. I think that says a lot right there. That's a hefty piece right there. So on that note, let's give you guys an opportunity to say one last thing to the fans that are watching. Lwanda, we'll start with you. Just a quick farewell, goodbye, or anything that you want to share to all the fans watching around the world.
Well, for me, first of all, I really appreciate your support. I love you all. And SENSE8 is definitely coming back. You're definitely going to see more of me over here. You're definitely going to see how me and Kafia's... No, I'll not give you a spoiler right now.
Oh, man, I was like, wait, what? What's about to happen? That's messed up, man. You're just going to dangle it like that at us. Okay. I see you.
But I really do appreciate, and I love what you all fans are doing. Just keep on pushing it. The pressure is on, and we are seeing results. For me, I believe there's this saying that I usually believe in terms of my career and stance. Yeah? They say growth is an uncomfortable process. And pain is a necessary investment for progress. So, one love, all the fans. Me, I'm down for anything.
Yes, that's like the anthem for 2020. I love that. Paul, what about you? One last thing to say to the fans.
I love you guys. There's so much happening in the world. Through everything you're going through, I am with you. I feel you. I agree with you. Just remember, through all this, I love you.
That's it. Love that. Chichi?
SENSE8 is the first international show I've done. And when we went to France to shoot the season finale, I remember arriving late at night, and we were put up at this beautiful hotel in the center of Paris. And as I walked in, there were lots of fans. And I knew they are for the main cast. You know, they know the main cast. No one can possibly know me. I don't even look like my character, blah, blah, blah. And so I walked in, without even really bothering to look at them because I felt they were for the main cast. And somebody shouted out my lines. And I stopped, I looked at that person and I'm like, they know me. They know me. They know my character. It means something to them. That was so moving. And I stopped and said hello and took pictures and people were calling out my character's name, Shiro, Shiro, Shiro. And I was so moved. I was moved to tears because I thought, my character, I mean something. I mean something. So to the fans all over the world, for loving us, for loving SENSE8, for loving all these characters, all the different characters that have touched you in whichever ways, the ones who I have touched in whichever way, I love you too. Thank you so much. This show has been such an eye-opener, such a motivating push for me as a performer. And so to more SENSE8s, and to the fans, asante sana.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, last but not least, Mumbi.
After that, geez.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm
so glad that Chichi mentioned Paris because I felt so dumb. When I got out, honestly, I'm glad you brought that up because when I got out of the car, I saw these Paul by the hotel and I was so tired and the plane is so far. And then someone who was in the car with me told me, Mumbi, I think they're here for you. I was like, what's wrong with you? What is wrong? So I thought there was like a convention or something. I was like, is there like a retreat? Like what's going on here? Is there like? So I was like, this is so interesting. It did not even cross my mind that they were there for SENSE8. So I was wondering why are they looking at me? And I get very shy. So and I know I don't seem like it, but I get very shy. So I looked and I was like. Anyway, I went in and then later is when I found out and then I had to go back out. So I was like, okay, I need to come and say hi to someone here and there. But that's the thing. When I did get to meet them, everyone again was so sweet. It was just sweet and loving. And I kept thinking to myself, and I've said this before, SENSE8 is more than a show, right? It's not just someday it's just, I cooked this up and I thought, hey, I feel like it's something that is so heart-based and it allows us to remember how we're all quantumly connected, especially in these times right now. If there's anything that we know, that things that are rising up and things that are falling apart, if that doesn't show you the kind of connection that we have, I don't know. And I feel like SENSE8 fans, we had a head start. We got Absolutely. A little we've known all along how connected that we are and the love is there. We're coming back to basics and this is who we are. And I just want to say thank you so much for this journey. Thank you for helping me remember who I am, the parts of me that I feel I've ignored all my life. I feel like that's what SENSE8 fans have been for me. They've been my light, my thing. My hello, and for me, it's just thank you. And I love you so much.
Oh my God. And on that note, I'm going to echo all of that to all of you. Thank you guys for joining us today, sharing your light, your energy, your talent. This has been a brilliant experience. I have adored all of it. To all the fans watching, don't forget, whether you're watching live or watching later on Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube, check out those paid exclusive experiences like one-on-one private video chats, autographs, and custom video recorded messages at wizardworldvirtual.com. You can actually chat it up with the SENSE8 crew right here. So don't forget to do that. Once more, I'm Victor Dangerous, the hardest working man in comics. From me to all of you, again, thank you so very much. Thanks to Wizard World for bringing us together. And Paul, Mumbi, Chichi, Lwanda, thank you guys for staying up and hanging out with us.
One thing.
Yes.
One thing. I just want to share with you a moment that really made my day.
Yes.
There's this day I was just walking on the street. So I met a group of boys around 16, 17 years. So they were like, hey, we know you, man. So I was like, okay, from where? Then they told me that, hey, you're the guy who your ass got kicked by a girl. I was like, what do you mean? They're like, in SENSE8. The Korean girl kicked your ass. So for me, it made my day because I knew guys are watching. But then I was like, do you know that girl? She's badass.
That's
They'll
right.
kick all your asses.
That's right. Don't sleep on her. That's right.
That just made my day. That made my day.
I love it. I love it. Once again, thank you guys so much for joining us. This was an absolute pleasure. You guys have a great evening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
5 minutes is over.
Hi, this is Aaron Ashmore, and you are watching Fandom Spotlight. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe like now. Oh, and have fun and follow your fandom.